Did you see that lick at the end?
You failed your acting
I
audition.
felt myself. Yay! I fell again. Did you see that lick I just played at the end there?
I did.
I played that before, and somebody said, "What was that lick you played? What was that lick?" It was one of the first really fun things I learned when I was probably like 14 or 15, where you literally just do this, and then as you add, so you.
Oh, so you're.
And I'm just
three
picking
different
the strings.
It sounds like pew 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 pew.
Anyway, welcome back to Andertons TV.
Yes, please, welcome back. Okay, many of our avid viewers, especially people that like to go to our website regularly, will see that about 2 or 3 weeks ago we cleared out Chapman guitars of all its 2023 discontinued models to make way for the new stuff coming. And part of that basically was that in the Chapman warehouse that they had down in Brighton, there were also a few guitars that were made in a UK guitar workshop. One of them was to sort of celebrate the launch of the DPT, and another one was going back a bit older than that to I think it was a 10th anniversary thing for Chapman.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think these guitars have basically been sat in a Chapman warehouse, and it was impossible to actually go and try them.
Yeah.
So we thought, do you know what, let's put them in Andertons, at least that way people can come and try them.
Yeah.
There's not many, there's the ML1X, which we'll talk about in a minute. There's about 4 or 5 different colours and neck options of these, and then of course we've got the DPT, which is a
UK-built DPT version,
very limited edition.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe 3 of each colour, something like that. It's pretty small numbers.
Yeah. Look at the necks on these, man.
So do you want to start with? I mean, obviously
Let's do it.
The DPT thing is the British stuff is a one-off. This is like super limited. When these are gone, they're gone. But we thought in this video we'd at least show you the difference between these and the regular sort of standard version of the DPT, which is carrying on and will be available through many Chapman dealers now as exciting Chapman news. They now have distribution across all of Europe and North America. So you should be able to go to your local music store and ask about Chapman if you live in Europe or North America.
Wow.
Anyway, tell us about the British DPT. We can both have a bit of a noodle on those, and then I'll tell you about the ML1X.
So the DPT was made because that was how we made the prototype basically. You know, we built the prototype, and that's how it came about that we thought we were going to make some of the UK built ones. And so the final prototype was this guitar. And it's a swamp ass body. It's a heavily flamed neck on him. Look at that. Oh, nitro lacquer. So it's got the same as my purple Telecaster. It's got a white, and then it's got a coat of the color. So this is a full yellow. Came from an old Porsche color called Bahama Yellow. But we don't want to offend Porsche because maybe one day we want to buy one. I do. Maybe one day, and then I don't want to get up in their grill. Anyway, so you got a dark rosewood board here. I mean, even the headstock is flaming. Look at that, it's beautiful. And I opted for these. It's Wilkinson Goto Wilkinson. I think they're called VWT3 or something. These saddles, because I have them on my Hanson guitar, and I know Sir used them on one of their Telecasters. Really nice under the hand here, and you can really adjust them. You got a set of Monty's DP51 pickups in here. So, if you want to buy those, they're quite expensive, so they come with it.
Just hold the standard one up again.
Yeah.
Because obviously the standard one was built much more with trying to achieve a price point that most guitar players could get to.
Yeah.
And also you're working with mass production and slightly more limited capabilities of the factory. So the two things that on the two guitars should be identical is the body carve and the neck carve are basically the same. Yeah. But then when you go between the two, so this is a traditional nitro finish like they would have been on a 1950s Fender Telecaster. Yeah. The standard one is like a hybrid nitro. Yeah. Again, details will be on the Chapman website about that, but it's not going to age and checker the way a vintage nitro will. But it should. It's that super thin. Super thin. So you see a bit more of the grain through it.
You can see the grain through it, and also it's a different body wood. This is older on these ones here to keep the price down.
Yeah.
But again, Indian rosewood fingerboard.
That's the crazy thing with the new factory in Chennai. They just, all these, you know, Indian rosewoods and different timbers that if you buy them on an American or a British built guitar, it's like it's an exotic thing that you pay a lot of money for. They're just like, yeah, that's just what grows here, so we'll just go and get some, you know, it's like. But again, so pickups wise, the full Monty's, you know, British wound,
hand wound in the UK.
In that one, and then Trev Wilkinson voiced a set of pickups to try and capture that sound, but in a more affordable.
And he even made the pickup look the same as on this one here, which is really cool. On this one, the guard on here are actually proper Bakelite as well.
Are they?
Yeah. So on this one, of course, it's just I don't know what kind of material, a plasticky thing. And you get sort of a slightly aged vibe on these ones here. But I mean,
case with the British one, gig bag with the
it's a white Hiscock case, so it looks really cool, the ivory case.
But you've tried to achieve the same colours, right? So
I mean, as close as you can get from a nitro to a non-nitro, and how far apart? 5,000 miles or something, you know. But we did, when we finished that, we sent it down, and then, you know, then that came up. So it should be as close as possible.
Are they the same button tuners or same looking but a different brand? The tuning pegs. The
tuning pegs are all Wilkinson's hardware on this one, so so they're the same, but they are aged on that one here. So, you know, so you get it's you know, and that's £9.99 UK pounds, and this is £24.95, I think 99. For that money, you get, you know, in my opinion, I know I'm biased to this, but I just would like to say that if you're looking to buy, say, a Fender Telecaster these days, that'll be the thick end of £4,000. Five and a half. If we spec them up with the same with this,
if you wanted all the flame and the nitro and the relicking and blah 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 blah, and you know, you'd probably pay somewhere circa 4,500 to 5,000 for that guitar. So
especially with the flaming neck, because they upcharge for that a lot.
So it was they're still pretty good value, but like I say, the standard series is the forever range. The British ones are just when these are gone, they're gone. And they were, as I said, they're only whatever Andertons has got left as these, that's all there is.
I would like to point out as well, the neck is a scan of my purple Telecaster, so that was really important that the neck was the same. So what you're feeling here is as close as you can get to playing my purple Telecaster. And then of course there's 3 colours.
Great colours.
Yeah, there's the Grove green, and the Flint over there, which is a super cool colour. Again with the flamey necks, and
I like the I mean, obviously this is a sort of departure from the Fender thing, but there's a couple of other more sort of contemporary brands that have incorporated the armrest into the Tele style body. But you've got belly cut, a sort of a contoured heel joint, the armrest on the front. So it's got you've got a little bit of a spoon cut here. So you got, you know, Tele vibes, but a little bit more contemporary.
And Thorpe has laser carved all of these for me. He laser carved every single one. So thank you for that, Adrian. And my daughter helped design the scratch plate. So, you know, there's a lot of story in it, and I really love it as a guitar rated.
These are all individually weighed and photographed on the Andertons website. So if you want to go choose the one that has the neck flame that you like, or the weight that you were hoping to achieve, whatever, you can go and do that. At the moment, there's at least a choice of 2 or 3 of each colour, I think. So anyway, let's have a listen.
Let's have a listen. So nice and ringy with the brass saddles. Here's the neck pickup. You know, I really like the pickups here because they remind me more of a Stratty type tone on the neck pickup, which some Telecasters don't have, but this just... Right, so it's kind of, it has that super awesome bottom end. I just played them all day long as well. Bridge.
The bass end is phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'm running into
bright,
the DPT 12 o'clock. Just pushing the amp a little bit. And then the middle position, which I really enjoy with this set of pickups, which of course in my Purple Telecaster it's just like should be a twisted telly and an O-caster, but it wasn't exactly what it was. So Matt Munchie's helped to develop these. It's almost position 4 on a Strat, right? Take the tone down a bit. So much tone from just 2 pickups and a 3 selector switch. It's incredible. I mean, I am proud of this guitar, how it turned out, and everybody involved with it has done such a good job.
Those brass saddles, you'll be able to see close-ups of these on the Andertons website, but it's such a clever design from Trev Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Big, thick brass saddles for all of that kind of juicy, zing and tone that you get from that. But
and I also opted for the whole big.
Yeah.
The whole big, what is this called here? Is that called a saddle? Is that
the bridge? The plate, I guess.
Yeah,
the bridge plate.
Yeah, because I like I use it to sort of, when I'm playing this with my fingers, I like to just hold onto it on top of underneath it. And I also think there's more metal. Also, what we did with these was that the neck is not cut off. So the fretboard. So you see some guitars will have the fretboard overlaying onto the body. This goes all the way in, so almost like a long tenon or whatever you call it, so it hits the neck. Okay, a little bit of gain. Let's start on the back pickup because that's where we are. This is the Dane. Neck. And it reacts that way that all the stuff that I've been involved with are supposed to do. The Dane on a neck pickup on the Telecaster, when you do that and you play it softly, there's less gain on it, you know, and it does that really beautifully with the amp as well. Not touching anything, back pickup. Or middle position. That's all in the one guitar.
That's on fire!
It's so good, and it feels so good, and I look away and I could be playing the Purple Telecaster. That's the same. So yeah. Anyway, links below for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's not many left.
A couple of other things that we're using in this video, by the way. We've got the Shure the big looper, the Looper X, which is good. It's actually just come back into stock recently. They've been out of stock for the last 3 or 4 months.
And all these new funky cables. Look at these funky cables we got here from
I hadn't even
Ernie
noticed
Ball.
that. We have. Thank you very much, Ernie Ball. But yeah, so if you listen to the videos that we do where Pete uses that big looper and think, oh, how does he put those loops together? Again, go watch the Shure Looper X video that we did. It's a very unique, almost like a workstation type looper.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, look, do you want to, speaking of the loop, do you want to do a quick loop? We both play DPTs and then we'll move on to the ML1X?
Yes, we should. Let's do it.
are what is left of a run of guitars that Chapman did to celebrate its 10th anniversary. I think about 20 of these guitars were made originally, and the idea being is if it's got the traditional orientation of the headstock, it has what's called a D-shaped profile neck. Yeah, and if it has the reverse orientation, it has a slightly, not much slimmer, sort of front to back, it's about the same width, but it's got a slightly more of a C-shaped curve on the shoulders.
It's more traditional, this one, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a juxtaposition there. So if you have the traditional way round headstock, you've got the chunkier neck. If you have the reverse headstock, you've got the more traditional neck. Other than that, the guitars are, apart from visually, the guitars are basically the same spec. So
what have you got here? Mahogany?
So again, yeah, mahogany body with either the flame or the quilt top.
Ooh, light.
Some of them are lacquered on the like a gloss finished top. Some of them are a satin finished top. The pickups were all wired by Cream T to a sort of a Chapman specification. Chose a Wilkinson trem system that uses the locking saddles that go on the Pete
Thorne's guitar.
One. Hip shot locking tuners.
Hip shot.
Lots of exotic coloured types of woods and stuff like that.
Holy smokes.
Basically, it's a sort of a ML1X body carve, but, you know, posh. And there isn't much of a, you know, originally the intention from these, from Chapman was they would all get sold via Chapman's own reverb store, but I kind of feel like
nobody can try them out, man.
Yeah,
you know,
guitars at this price point are hard to sell. Although most of them sold. I think Andertons in the end got 4 or 5, and the rest have all been sold. Because these are a little bit older, they've probably been to 1 or 2 guitar shows, things like that. These are selling at $24.99 on the Andertons site, whereas when they were originally on the Chapman Reverb site, they were $34.99.
Right, okay.
All come with hard cases. I meant to say as well, all of these, including the DPTs, if you live in the UK and you are credit worthy, you can use the interest-free credit as well.
Interest-free credit?
Andertons
That's
website.
the best thing ever.
Absolutely.
You're like 12 months and
Get yourself in debt, pay no interest.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Pete, give us some tones from your one. But as I said, all these guitars have got the same pickups, the same wood combinations, so you are by and large going to find these all sound identical.
Yes, so you got a 5-way selector switch, you got a volume and a tone, I would assume. That's very smooth, that's lovely. Nice. Position 4. Yeah, it does that. Middle position, the most underrated position on any S-type guitar, in my opinion. Nice. Nice and spanky. Position 2. I think there might be a split happening there.
Bit more growly than position 4.
A growler. And then position 5. Position 1, sorry. I always do that. Woo! That pushes that amp in front, yeah. That's a good sound. It's a good sound. You should give it a bit of gain with your stuff.
Well,
but
so
it feels really nice.
I'm kind of interested
finish,
in.
isn't it?
Can you just play the D-shape profile and see if you could do a sort of a better job of me than explaining?
I've always preferred the D.
Is it? Yeah, it's not this dimension here. So from the middle of the fretboard to the middle of the back of the neck, the depth is about the same on the two necks.
Yeah, this has got more wider shoulders on it.
Yeah, it's the way it carves round. It's slightly fuller on. And honestly, I remember the decision. There were two prototypes of this neck.
Yeah.
And the Chapman team, myself included, were just split down the middle as to who liked which one better. So we ended up saying, well, why don't we do half and half? So
I think it feels almost a little bit asymmetrical, or where it feels like your thumb lies perfectly on here and this bit here is slightly, but I don't know if that's just a feel on my hand. But yes, it definitely got just, the shoulders are just a bit wider out. Funnily enough, actually, it sounds like there's a bit more warmth and girth to it, but maybe is that the wood throats in my head?
No two guitars are ever completely identical, are they?
But I do think I've got the Martin OM28V, which has got a massive chunky V-neck on it, huge, right? And I do think that the more wood here, the more connection and the more everything.
Well,
but you know,
I've spoken to
this sounds great, man.
Thousands of guitar players over the years, and some talk about if you've got more wood here or more wood this way or a different neck. I mean, and you
this
know,
is
let's
also
be honest
satin
with you.
finish. It's a beautiful
yeah,
finish.
Satin finish, and again, will be impossible, I'm sure. You know, pickups are probably going to be a millimetre different on one from the next.
Yeah.
You know, so lots of things, but it's componently the same.
Yeah. But I don't know, who knows?
And they're hand-wide pickups. So
there's a tolerance.
Who knows whether there's a tolerance.
No cap
between.
This position 2. See, that's definitely that's different. That's why you need to have more than one guitar, people, because they're all different, even though they're the same. Same, but
they're like
different.
your children. They got the same, genes from their parents,
no, don't
but
ever
they're
do,
always slightly very different personalities.
Yeah, don't have any.
Yeah, they're all a pain in the arse.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little modulation from Astra modulation machine. Let's try a Protein, green side.
When did you get a purple Protein?
When they were here.
Oh, they gave you that when you were here?
Yeah, they gave me a purple Protein. That's why I gave you my yellow one.
I know.
Yeah, a purple Protein.
It actually, to be honest, it looks like a King of Tone from over here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a little bit. But it's not.
Yes, but it's not.
It's not. Taylor's going to teach me how to chug.
So look, that's basically, that was our little rundown of these guitars, which, like I say, you can come and try in the Andertons showroom.
Yeah.
There are a couple of other colours of these ML1Xs that we didn't bring over to the studio, but you can go and see photographs of them at the, in the store, or just go and look at them in the store, in the flesh, with real and actual analog experience of coming to the store yourself and picking things up in person. Or you could do a video call with one of the guys in the guitar gallery who'll take you through any of the guitars we have out there.
I'm really proud of these. I'm going to not just say it again. Well done, everybody.
They
involved.
are great guitars. And the standard series, like I say, we sold out in Andertons in 2 or 3 weeks of having them.
Chicago Music Exchange got some.
Indeed. No? Well, like I say, that was the exciting news for this year from Chapman, is that both all of Europe now and North America have distribution. So any music store in those areas should be able to contact the distributor and check some out if they want to.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you for
Quick
that.
jam out on the ML1Xs, then we'll say goodbye. All right. See you in the next video. Au revoir.